When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. That is what I learned about 15 years ago by seeing Zombie for the first time on television. I remember that evening, for me, this was the shock, the nightmare, a dream, and I really fell rigid crazy of the terrible human decline which represents George Romero. Since I always said, one day, Nicholas, when you will be able, it will be necessary, and that you go to visit this famous supermarket in which you have so often seen the actors and living dead of the film barricading itself. I'm about to make my dream, since on the occasion of the 25th anniversary of the film, the Pittsburgh Comic-Con organizes a meeting near the supermarket with the various actors of Living Dead, and I understood that it was my opportunity to accomplish my dream. It's been 3 months since I've prepared for my American journey, and as I am also a lover of the two other components of the trilogy of Dead by George Romero, I'm going to use my adventure to try to find all filming locations of the trilogy. Those of The Night of the Living Dead from 1968, those of Zombie, which dates from 1978, and those of Dawn of the Dead, which dates from 1985. And to close the loop, I am going to try to find the filming locations of Creepshow and the remake of Night of the Living Dead, which dates 1990. So after 3 months of research, I have quite a lot of addresses on me, but this is going to be a sacred journey because I have no certainty about these addresses. To find, for instance, the cemetery's remake of The Night of the Living Dead, I had to study aerial and topographical analysis of all the cemeteries in Pennsylvania. I chose a graveyard which I thought was very resembling, but I'm not certain. I'm going to have to travel several hundred kilometers to go there, and I do not really have the right to make a mistake. For a few days, I'm going up and down Pennsylvania by car and hope I shall live inside the films that I worship, to dispel the illusions which always scare me so much. I really hope that the zombies have deserted these places because I do not want to see my documentary finishing as badly as the Blair Witch Project. I invite you to live with me, fan of this story, my story.
Là, je viens d'arriver à l'hôtel.
Here I have just arrived at the hotel. In American time, it's 9 p.m. Therefore, in France, it must be 3 a.m. So basically, in 48 hours, I slept 3.5.
Demain, il y a une grosse journée, puisque je vais voir.
Tomorrow is a big day since I'm going to see the filming locations of Creepshow, and most importantly, I'm going to discover the mega mall of Zombie. What do we see? It is Marcus.
Explain where we are.
Oh, we are now at the what is it called?
We are at Carnegie Mellon University. It's the Margaret Morrison Carnegie Hall.
Margaret, what?
Morrison Carnegie Hall.
Okay.
It's the location where Creepshow was shot.
Here you can see Margaret Morrison Carnegie Hall. It is one of the buildings of the University of Pittsburgh. And it was there that one of the episodes of Creepshow was filmed. That with the body and the monster. Holy cow, I looked like a sick man in the university, and there I've just found the hall of the film. It is really a knack of a sick man. So that I try the latent image, in fact. It is the building where they filmed scenes from The Night of the Living Dead, the scene of the cellar. It should not be very far. Look who it is. Yes, it is Kiki in front of the studios of George Romero. Aha, incredible. Isn't that a pretty picture? This is the prestigious 247. It was in this building that George Romero had the latent image. His studio is on the first floor, offices and a small studio on the 5th floor. Filmed on the roof of this building were the initial scenes of Zombie,
Les scènes initiales de zombies.
when the police officers try to return to zombie-infested housing.
Mais en fait,
But in fact, this building is especially famous for its basement, which acted as decor for all cellar scenes of Night of the Living Dead.
cave de la Nuit des Morts Vivants 1968.
Because in fact, the cellar of the true home was too small.
La vraie maison était trop petite. Bon, j'ai réussi.
Well, I succeeded in opening the door.
Ouvrir la porte. Là, c'est complètement
It is absolutely surreal. I am only a few meters from the cellar.
De la cave, donc,
I do not know how I'm going to make it happen, but I am going to try to find a means to come back.
d'y rentrer. Oh la vache! Oh la vache!
Oh my God! Oh my God, this is absolutely amazing. Here I am, no doubt, 35 years later.
35 ans plus tard, rien n'a changé.
Nothing has changed. I really recognize the environment.
La table est
The
presque
table is
là.
almost in the same place, and the mood is downright surreal. I have the impression that the Cooper family is still there and that the zombies are trying to come back through the door in the top of the stairs. It's absolutely crazy!
La forme de la
The shape of the room is exactly the same.
exactement la même. Sur les murs, il y a toujours les.
On walls, there's an electronic box.
Et là, je vais essayer de.
I'm going to try to climb the stairs as though I tried to reach the ground floor of the home.
Le rez-de-chaussée de la maison, mais en fait.
But in fact, there will be nothing.
Mais, je vais essayer de monter les marches qu'on a 6 ou.
I'm going to try to climb the steps which they so often saw in the film. It is astounding.
Là, du haut des
There, the top of the stairs, the view which they have regularly used in the film when they have to go down the stairs.
descendre les escaliers. Et ce qui est encore.
What is even more mad is that the floor and the walls are unchanged. The shape of the room is unchanged.
Mais ce qui est aussi dingue, c'est que le plafond est exactement le même.
What is also crazy is that the ceiling is exactly the same. The planks of wood, it is unchanged.
En haut, toutes les petites planches, là, c'est inchangé. C'est comme dans le film.
It is just like in the film. In 35 years, it is really amazing.
Alors là, je me retrouve dans Hill District.
Again, I find myself in Hill District. It is a very popular neighborhood of Pittsburgh. And I know that it is here that the scenes were filmed of Apartment 107. These are the scenes, in fact, that opened Zombie. After the first mad and magical half of the day, I will leave in a few minutes towards MONROEVILLE Mall, extremely famous mega mall of Zombie. I've waited for this moment for a good 15 years.
Et là, j'ai vraiment du mal à réaliser, quoi. Avec Marcus, on va essayer de s'y rendre.
With Marcus, we will try to follow the same route used by the actors in the truck and by the bikers at the end of the film. We will see if we can find it.
On la trouve. Incroyable.
Incredible. Here I am now going down the road that the bikers go down at the end of the film, and that the trucks also use.
Descendre aussi. Là, no comment.
Here's the most famous street lamp in the world.
Bon, là,
I am at Comic-Con in the process of entering.
je suis avec mes potes,
I am with my buddies.
donc on va les voir.
Okay, my name is Frank Koenig, and I'm the famous author from Germany, and I've written this book.
And how about your feelings to meet the cast?
Oh, I'm very nervous about that, and it's for me the first time to meet them, and I love it.
Where do you come from?
Hi, I am from Germany too. I'm a friend of Frank.
Yes.
I'm a fan of Dawn of the Dead.
Yes.
And yes, I'm looking forward to meet the cast. I'm not quite sure if I recognize anyone because 25 years ago.
Yes. Marcus, what about your feelings to meet the cast in few minutes?
I feel a little sad now, but I've heard Scott H. Ryder has cancelled.
Alors là, ça y est, je viens de rentrer dans le Pittsburgh Comic Con.
I just go into Pittsburgh Comic Con and I know that in a few minutes I am finally going to meet the cast of Zombie. I really find it difficult to grasp.
Hi, Kara. Hi,
Hello,
Carl.
monsieur. Les copains sont détruits.
Voici Léonard Lage
Here's Leonard Lies, the zombie who took a machete to the skull by a biker towards the end of the film.
par un biker vers la fin du film.
I don't want to see you get it. I want to see you get it. Then we have a real problem. Very busy morning. Fans, people from all over the world coming to
Yes.
visit us.
So you are the most famous zombie of the world, you know?
You know, I just realized that about 2 weeks ago. There is now a new book called Encyclopedia of the Dead that was published in Japan, and I'm on the cover. And I
Yes.
have a copy. And a fan from Japan sent it to me. And it strikes me as very bizarre.
Bizarre.
To be the most famous zombie in the world, because when I was a child, I used to read monster magazines, and I loved Boris Karloff, who played Frankenstein, and he was my hero.
Hello, Nicholas. It's nice to meet you. My name is Sharon Siccardi. I played the nurse, lead zombie in Dawn of the Dead. It's a pleasure meeting you.
When the film was shot, you didn't know that this film should become a cult movie.
Never.
No, never.
Never.
It was fun for you, but
Never even dreamed. It was fun. It was great. I was going to school.
yes.
We would film at night at the mall, like at 9 o'clock at night, and shoot all during the night till 7 o'clock in the morning. Then I would go to school, go to college. So I was tired. It was easy being a zombie.
Yes.
Because
yes.
I went to school all day, then I would study in between takes. And never dreamed that it would ever become real.
So you are Joe Shelby?
Yes.
You was a bandit on the roof of Dawn of the Dead?
Chicano looter, and I was fortunate enough to have 2 speaking roles in there. I
Yes.
was a motorcycle raider at the end also.
And now you are famous for that.
Oh, well,
25
I don't know
years
about famous,
after. Yes.
but a little older.
Alors là, j'ai en face de moi les deux grandes vedettes.
Here in front of me are the 2 big stars of the film, Ken Faree and David Emge, respectively Peter and Stefan in the film. I'm going to try to speak to them.
What do you think to seeing Autograph 25 years after the film?
It's very strange, but
Yes, it's strange. You can't understand why.
no,
No?
you know, I mean, we certainly didn't 25 years ago think that this
Yes.
was going to
Yes.
happen.
But when you shot the film, the atmosphere, the ambience of the film was not strange, no?
Well, yeah, it's just, yeah. It was.
By
it
night.
was a lot of fun. I mean, it was very difficult at times.
Yes,
you know.
by night. Yes.
Yeah, by night and very cold outside. And just, but we had a lot of fun.
On se retrouve avec Miguel, le fameux zombie.
We are back with Miguel, the famous zombie who bites the woman in Hill District.
La femme.
And so George Romero told us, he said, okay, Tommy, don't fuck this up. Because we're going to do this in one take. So we had this foam on her neck, and we had a wire running up her dress.
Yes.
So blood would come out. And so we did it in one take. I was real nervous, but it came out really, really good.
Yes.
Really good.
Everyone say that the girl really cried when you beat. No,
No.
it's a rumor, an internet rumor.
Okay, let's let the rumor go.
I'm fascinated by the fact that there are so many people who are really into the movie, and they weren't even born when the movie came out. But they're young, and they know all the lines from the movie. They know every scene, and I guess that's a sign of a good movie if it's sustained all these years. And I wish they'd make another one.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
But we'll see.
Hello, Jim.
Hello. How are you doing today?
Very, very fine, thank you. You know, your famous scene is not on the European cut.
Yes, I
Do you know
understand
why?
that. So when I go to Hamburg, the picture I'm going to show is this one. But I will also have these available for people who could not see the scene in the movie in Germany before. Anything else needed?
Bon, il commence à faire nuit.
It's starting to get dark,
La journée n'est
but
pas
the day is not
terminée
over because we will soon go to the mega mall with the
On va pas
actors.
tarder à aller dans le supermarché avec les acteurs. Oui, je suis
Yes,
prêt, oui.
I am ready.
Bon, on va y aller. On va
Well,
aller au
we are all going to go.
supermarché.
We will go to the
Avec
mega
les
mall
acteurs.
with the actors.
Donc, it's gonna be really fun. Donc,
Here we go.
c'est parti.
Man, the people who live around here don't even know what goes on in this place, man, you know what I mean?
So we're going to fill our way through. You guys find anything you want to talk about? Just say something and we'll talk about it.
But anytime anybody has a question about anything, ask.
Ask them.
And if we don't know, the other group does.
Okay, ask them when you leave, okay? This, I believe, is the bank where we took the money. One of my favorite shots, because who wouldn't want to be in the bank with a lot of money? Yeah, is it real? Yeah, it was real. Yeah, it was. It was Richard Rubenstein's money. It was real.
And he still had hold on to it.
He's got every dollar. Okay. Now there's J.C. Penney's. This is the big one. Okay.
And this escalator too. That's the escalator.
Yeah. Okay. All the shots that you saw of the zombies going up and down, falling.
Over here.
Clayton and Jack, they were featured. All these elevators. That's great. Okay. This is where we close the doors to lock them out. My favorite scene of banging on the door. Now banging on the doors. Zombies were trying to get in, so we shot them. Got pictures.
Là, je me suis incrusté, vous reconnaissez? C'est l'escalator que...
It is the escalator that Roger goes down as a slide, weapons in fists, when they are barricaded in J.C. Penney's.
This right here, under the J.C. Penney sign, is a lot of what you see where people are yelling back and forth, humans to zombies. Took place right in here, running in and out, closing the place up, all that kind of stuff happened right here. All right?
J'y suis.
I am here. I am here. Here is the elevator which the heroes of the film used regularly to move floor to floor.
C'est à l'étage. Si un jour on m'avait dit que je serais là, franchement, je l'aurais jamais cru. Je vais quand même essayer de monter.
I will still attempt to go up on the roof.
Si on enlève la grille du plafond là, on peut apercevoir une...
If we remove the grate in the ceiling there, they can see a hatch, and that is where the actors went on the elevator to use the air duct, which allowed them to join their small shelter under the roof without revealing themselves to the zombies.
remarqué par les zombies. Bon, bah, j'ai quand même...
I'm not going to go all the way up. This would be pretty risky.
Et c'est de cet
It is this elevator on the first floor that Stefan takes in the end of the zombie film.
Here was the first machete, and here was, of course, the second one. And the scene unfolds, as you all know, with the bikers coming in this direction. Tom Savini on one of the bikes. So he turns around, and he takes this off the table, and he hands it to me. And I said, oh, this is great, this is perfect. But I don't want anything where I'm getting shot or run over. Physical, physical, I can react. So, and he was supposed to do it. I didn't even realize it. He was supposed to do it the next night. Next night, 3 o'clock in the morning, we're setting up the shot. And I had never done a stunt before. You know, I had never really done anything where I was being knocked down and almost hit by something real.
This is George had the camera set up when the kids are now.
I'll try, but I don't remember what I did.
I can almost show you the first 2 moves. I remember. Yes, you did. Yes. The helicopter's taking off and Galen's taking off in the helicopter. I'm trying to get on board, right? So it's freezing up there, right?
Freeze.
I mean,
it's 5 degrees.
5 degrees, and with the
lights are shaking. They got one grip holding one literally down.
Right.
We talked about windshield underneath the helicopter, but you're dying.
So these guys are freezing. I grabbed the rudder of the helicopter, and I'm really into it. You know, come on, let me go. And I'm pulling the helicopter down. And people are yelling at me, stop, stop, stop. It's gonna crash. What happened? That goes in. Okay. And I didn't know until after that we almost destroyed
We were all
of us. This is where we stacked all the bodies on the pallets and then pushed them into the freezer.
Là, je suis dans le...
Here I am in the first hall, which leads to the shelter under the roof in the engine room.
Okay, as you can see, this is where David ran around trying to protect himself from the zombie that was trying to eat him. You can see the piping and that kind of thing, and this is where he did his little jigsaw act. This was the office where I discovered the keys and that kind of thing. This is the office where we shot that. And this was some of the more enjoyable parts of shooting. The cold weather wasn't nice, but this is the office. You can see some of the dials. I don't know if these dials, they look almost the same.
Yeah, I think they might be the same deal. Look like the same.
Yeah, pretty much.
Same time.
Yeah.
It's all original.
All original.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look the same.
Okay. Now,
can't go on the roof.
all the way up the steps, you can't go on the roof.
Can't go on the roof.
Yeah.
It would be awesome if you did.
Huh?
It would be awesome if you did all this.
That was cold. That's the coldest day of my life.
Voilà, donc ici en bas, donc il y avait ni...
Here at the bottom, there was neither the escalator nor the games for children. It was the fountain.
Et à côté du pilier au milieu...
Next to the pillar in the middle, there was Roger in the small cart when he was very sick.
Ah bah voilà le petit pont.
This is the small bridge. I think it is shown here towards 3/4 of the film full of bodies of zombies.
Plein de zombies, plein de corps de zombies par terre. Une fois qu'ils ont...
Once they have done cleaning, once they have barricaded themselves, once they have killed all zombies, it is on this tiling, I believe, that they see blood and zombies lying on the floor.
Alors voilà l'entrée du
And
supermarché.
that's the entrance of the mall which the actors barricade with the truck. Indeed, it is a coincidence, but there's a truck almost in the same place. And then it is here that Roger gets bit.
This is the area where tractor-trailer trucks were lined up to basically seal off a part of the mall, all right? And one of the sort of...
C'est aussi par ce...
It is also by this foyer that the bikers break in at the end of the film.
Après avoir viré le camion qui bouchait l'accès. Et c'est par là aussi que...
This is where all zombies rush at the end.
Putain, regarde. Ici, là, par terre. Là, avec l'un des bikers.
Here's where a biker gets slaughtered by zombies.
Have a good night. See, everybody wave to Nick. Everybody wave.
Bye bye. Bye.
Whole week. Whole week.
On va partir au petit aéroport qui a servi pour les différentes scènes, les quelques minutes de scène dans l'aéroport.
We are going to the small airport which was used for the different scenes. In principle, we should wait for a bus. We're just going like that by car. That way there will be nobody. We will see the airport alone.
Et voilà la maison.
And here's the small house where Peter must slaughter the 2 kid zombies. And not far from the small house, what do we find?
Le hangar.
The shed which Stefan excavates before having to fight a zombie.
Ouais, bah l'intérieur est carrément moins.
The interior is downright sinister.
Voilà à gauche la pompe.
Here to the left, the gasoline pump which Roger used to refuel the helicopter, while Peter scans the house and while Stefan searches the shed.
Mamma mia, putain, en 25 ans, ça n'a pas bougé.
In 25 years, this did not move. They can still see the door where both kid zombies go out to Peter. Astounding.
Hello, Jim.
Good morning. Good morning, Nicholas. How are you doing? Well, let's see. Let's see if we can get in trouble. No, they'll never be that skinny.
When Ray comes back up, I'll ask him to back here.
So, looking at the boxes and climbing up on them, they were just sort of irregularly stacked.
For all intents and purposes, I believed it.
All right! Yay! Sucker! That's the magic of special effects. Never let it be forgotten. Hold on.
Donc il y a un des copains de Tom Savini qui m'a proposé de m'emmener dans sa...
There's a friend of Tom Savini who offered to take me to his house because he has some objects of interest to me.
Donc là il m'a emmené en voiture.
He took me by car here, so you can see what it is.
Why it's...
Because in the end of the film, they had it like this.
Oh, okay.
When she's lying down. And
Sure, yes.
like that. This is the crate from Creepshow. Actually, one of the crates from Creepshow. There were 3 crates. George Romero's crate, which is this one. Tom Savini has a crate, and Stephen King.
I finally left my hotel room in Monroeville to go rent a car. I'm going to walk a little because it is less than a mile and a half.
Donc là, je vais aller marcher un peu parce que c'est 1,5 km. Mais finalement, j'ai trouvé le...
Finally, I found an old military base, a launching site for missiles. I went 100 kilometers, but I don't think this is good. We're going to go outside.
Ouais, bah c'est peut-être pas la bonne...
This might be the wrong base for missile launching, but it really resembles it. I'm gonna get going.
Bon, il est 12:40.
Well, it is 12:40. I want to get a move on because I really want to spend hours in the cemetery and in front of the big house.
Super, bah il y a de...
Great, look at the traffic.
Alors que... Je me suis trompé de...
Well, I made a mistake about the way. Now I must wait for at least 30 kilometers before being able to make a U-turn.
Alors...
As I approach Washington, Pennsylvania, I see more and more houses.
Ben, je vois de plus en plus de maisons, enfin de petites fermes, qui ressemblent à...
Finally, small farms which resemble the home of the remake of Night of the Living Dead. It is really great.
Là, je dois être à 25...
Here, I must be 25 miles from the home and the cemetery. The landscapes seem to be more and more familiar.
Donc, bah là, c'est génial, puisque pour trouver la route...
This is great, to find the road with the cemetery and the house.
Et la maison, j'ai demandé à quelqu'un au bord de la route, et donc je suis en train de...
I asked somebody on the side of the road, and I am following their car. The person agrees to show me the way. This is great.
Ça y est.
That's it, I'm in the cemetery of the remake of Night of the Living Dead.
Mais sauf que lors du tournage, il y a 15 ans...
Except that during filming, 15 years ago, there was a different entrance here.
Alors Johnny et Barbara arrivent en voiture et contournent...
Johnny and Barbara arrive by car and around the gravestone, above to the right, and come to park, just to the right of the 2 marked homes.
Alors quand Johnny et Barbara...
When Johnny and Barbara leave their car, they head to the grave of their mother, who is towards the left around the trees.
Au pied des arbres, vers la gauche. Donc ils prennent la colonne de tombe.
They take the column of graves there, which I have in front of me, to the right or to the left. I'm going to the left. And I'm going to head like them, towards trees at the bottom and towards the big crucifix. The tomb had to be someplace there. I'm going to try to find it.
La tombe de leur mère devait être quelque part...
The grave of their mother had to be somewhere around here, to the left of the one marked Farrar.
Et bah c'est ici près de la croix que le zombie est apparu pour sauter sur Johnny.
And it is here near the crucifix that the zombie appeared to jump on Johnny.
They are going to get you, Barbara. They are going to get you. They are going to get you, Barbara. They are going to get you.
Oh, c'est la grange. C'est la grange, putain, c'est pas vrai. La maison et les annexes. Je l'ai retrouvé. Je l'ai retrouvé. Allez, go.
Then here's the path where Ben is in a car when he arrives in front of the house where Barbara already sought refuge.
Et c'est à mes pieds là que...
And it is at my feet then that Ben had killed a zombie.
Et là au fond,
then we are going to see the barn which there were gasoline pumps. And this is a place, in fact, that the survivors were trying to reach at the end of the film to fill up with gasoline and try to run off.
Pour essayer de se barrer. C'est donc...
So it is here that the car exploded.
Explose. Bah, à part la couleur...
Apart from the color, which is a little more yellow, and the outside guardrails which were transferred, the house has not changed in any way. It's crazy.
Et là, c'est l'entrée de la cuisine.
And there it is, the entrance to the kitchen. It's there that Barbara comes back into the house earlier in the film.
Et c'est par là aussi que le survivant...
There, the survivors hang the body of the big zombie.
Voilà le...
Here is the extremely famous staircase.
Le balcon duquel tombe sur Barbara le gros zombie en début de film. Alors voilà la chose incroyable. Qu'est-ce qu'on voit ici?
What we see here, I am finally here. I was kind of invited to this house. And what is it? It is the famous staircase of the Night of the Living Dead in 1990.
Alors voilà le fameux mur où Ben a perdu ses clés, enfin où il a retrouvé les clés.
Here's the famous wall where Ben found the keys. And there he was sitting down at the end of the film.
Hallucinant.
Astounding! I have just found a few dozen meters from the house, the tree in which the zombies are hanged.
En fin de film. J'ai pas eu le temps
I have not had time to call Teresa. Teresa is one of the leaders for the mines in Day of the Living Dead, which belongs to Wampum, north of Pittsburgh. And I had to call it this morning so they could fix an appointment for tomorrow. So what will I do? I'm going to leave in time, tomorrow morning, and if it works out, I'm going to wait.
Ça le temps ce matin pour cette...
This is the morning for this last day of adventure. This morning is not too serious because I'm going to visit the mines Day of the Living Dead live. For this afternoon is a little more tricky because I'm going to visit the cemetery of the Night of the Living Dead, 1968. That's it. I'm at the Gateway Trade Center.
C'est la mine dans laquelle a été tourné Le Jour des Morts Vivants.
That's where they filmed the Day of the Living Dead. Today it is a warehouse.
Et je vais essayer de rentrer dans son antre.
One of my guys was in the film because he worked for him, so they gave him a little better part. Our one of our bosses, he passed away now. He was in it. He was in it.
He was in it.
He was coming. He was walking down the roadway.
He was the biggest zombie, the biggest one,
well,
6'4" or 6.
Yeah, he was just on that coming down that roadway. He was coming down.
I know he's visible in the movie.
So, repeat, please. So you were a zombie at the end of the film?
Yes.
Okay.
When they were running through, he was carrying a shovel. He was smacking everybody in the head.
Yes, yes.
Remember that part?
Yes.
When Sarah, they let her go first, and in that part, when they started shooting them all with the machine gun, in that part, that's where I was. Yeah.
Okay. And how you get involved in this film?
Just from working here. I was a liaison for my company to the film company, and Romero, he asked me if I wanted to be an extra in it since I was helping him out every day, you know.
It was fun to be a zombie, yes.
Yeah, it was a blast. Took a lot of hours for the makeup.
Yes. Tom Savini made it. Yes. Okay.
This is that room where all the tables were.
Ah, okay. Et voilà où...
That, in essence, the meeting room where there were tables and chairs.
Alors,
it's through the blue door, in essence, that the scientists and the military met in this great hall.
I'm trying to remember if that was in the movie, because there was a hallway here and a hallway there.
Oh, they were on hallway.
Yeah, this was a hallway, and this was a hallway. Came straight through.
Ah, okay. Okay.
And those were all rooms in the middle.
And there were this wall, yes, there was this wall.
Yeah, there was walls through here, yeah. And there was just doors going into there. These were all rooms. This was it. You remember where she got the? It's coming to me now, little by little. Remember when she went to the medicine cabinet and took the pills?
No.
For her, Lori, whenever she had a headache, in the water fountain, she got a drink.
Yes, here is the fountain.
That was right here. That was right in here. That thing was hanging.
When she drink.
The medicine cabinet was hanging right here.
Ah, here.
Yeah, it was hanging right here.
And these are this one. So they are from the film?
Right. And that water fountain was right, let me look. Right around in here somewhere.
Here?
Right in this area was the water fountain.
So here,
that's
where?
The freezer.
Ah, okay. Ah, the freezer, yes, here is where the zombie were on the wall.
Yeah.
And the freezer is also on left?
This is it right here.
Ah, freezer, okay.
There's two doors, I don't know which one. There's just 2 ways in and out.
Le rocher.
The rock is left with all cases.
So in front, here there were a wall.
Là, je suis exactement à l'emplacement
Here I am exactly in the location of the door where all the zombies come in the final film.
pour se jeter sur le capitaine Rhodes et le décapiter. Donc les zombies avaient la vue qu'on a là. La porte à ma droite permet d'accéder à la chambre de
The door to my right gives access to the room of Sarah and her boyfriend.
à gauche se trouvait la grande salle de réunion. Je suis là dans la grande galerie de la mine que les scientifiques et les militaires parcourent régulièrement.
I am in the big gallery of the mine that the scientists and the military went through regularly in golf cars. And to my right you can see the passage which they traveled to join the deck of the elevator which allowed them to meet in the surface outside where the helicopter was parked.
Leur hélico. The wall with zombies were here, no?
With the...
When they were capturing zombies.
That was in here somewhere, yeah. See, all these walls are new, though.
Yes, okay.
Those were original. These are all newer walls.
Okay.
C'est dans ce coin-là.
It is in this corner they captured the zombies from their wooden scaffolding.
Et ça, c'est un truc de malade.
This is a sick trick. I have just found the wall dummy used by Romero at the beginning of the film. In the plan where dozens of hands pass through the wall to come to grab Sarah, who is asleep.
It's been painted over on the outside, that's why it doesn't look like it.
So when we see the numbers, it's the number of the hand.
Right. You can feel the foam on that one, see? They had foam in there. That's how they did it, and they just bust their hands right through the foam.
Je suis maintenant dans la salle.
I am in the room of the big silo now, and it is by the ladder to the right that some survivors escape at the end of the film to go back up to the surface.
Ah, je suis en train d'arriver à Evans.
I am arriving at Evans City. It is there that everything began. I am going to return to the cemetery of the Night of the Living Dead, 1968. Therefore, this is going to be enough fun, really. And now, Evans City. This is where it all started.
Alors, donc je suis allé sur la Old Route 68, donc l'ancienne route 68.
So I went on Old Route 68, and I asked people if the house of Night of the Living Dead 1968 was there. They told me no. They told me it was on this road, the road where I am.
Alors je suis sur la Ashtop Road.
I am on Ashtop Road, the road that was used at the beginning of the film. Johnny and Barbara had to go to the cemetery. According to the information which I had just had, behind the white post office box, but basically there, next to the trees by turning to the right, it is supposed to be on a small road which leads to the house of the film. What do we see? Yes, a trick which even a dream I really did not think of. I am on the bridge by which the police officers and the journalists arrive at the end of the Night of the Living Dead. In the film, it seemed very different because, in fact, it was overcast and built metal beams. But here it is.
Voilà exactement le plan qu'on voit dans La Nuit des Morts.
This is exactly the plan which you see in Night of the Living Dead 1968. It's too cool.
Vraiment trop génial. Là, je vais tourner.
Here I'm going to turn to the right. Obviously the house was here.
Non, apparemment maintenant. Voilà, bah ça doit être là.
Foundations are the same. The house is built on the foundations of the old house.
Là, on est en train de se diriger vers Evans.
In the process of moving towards Evans City Cemetery, the cemetery of the Night of the Living Dead, 1968. Ah, it's the entrance. It's good. It's found.
Donc Johnny et Barbara se garent.
Johnny and Barbara park here.
Et là, on va refaire le parcours qu'ils ont fait en sortant de la voiture. J'ai cherché un bon bout de temps pour retrouver les tombes du film.
I searched quite a long time to find the graves of the film, and finally it was not easy to see because they are all near the entrance of the cemetery.
La tombe, la pierre tombale de leur père est juste à côté de celle qui est marquée Blair.
The tombstone of their father is right next to the one that is marked Blair, and the good tomb is just to the right.
Donc, on va voir mes genoux. Quand Barbara...
When Barbara sits, she has the view which I'm going to have. So the cameras had to be in front, since they filmed it in this position, knelt, and they see that the house is there.
Donc, Johnny met la main.
So Johnny puts his hand on the stone on the right of the screen, with small motifs of flowers in the corner.
Un zombie apparaît au centre de l'image, là.
A zombie appears in the center of the picture. Then it starts chasing Johnny, and this is the big fight on the square of the lawn. And Barbara hides behind the gravestone.
Voilà la pierre tombale sur laquelle Johnny...
Here's the tombstone on which Johnny smashed his head.
Et le plan qu'on a dans le film, c'est celui-là. Donc quand le zombie...
So when the zombie smashes Johnny, it switches between the two white stones you see there, and he runs towards Barbara towards the car to try to kill her as well.
Voilà, quand Barbara descend en courant, elle court se réfugier dans sa voiture. Voilà.
So when Barbara goes down running, she runs, hiding in his car. Here the zombie messes with it a little, and the car goes down here. It is into one of these trees to the right that Barbara crashes just before running to go into the house. The adventure was absolutely mad, sometimes perilous, like when I found myself in the red light district of Pittsburgh. I would have liked to stay, but I really succeeded in finding all places of filming that I had set. I could discuss with all the actors who made me for a long time, dream or frighten, or both at the same time, and my meeting with the zombies allowed me to demystify their characters, and this I needed. I felt an absolutely indescribable sensation during my various visits. Notably during my night visit of the supermarket and the conditions of filming and lighting at the time. There I really had the impression to be in the heart of the film. All the more so as the supermarket was deserted. All the more so as we were with the actors. It really felt like a handful of survivors waiting at any time that zombies could appear from nowhere. For me, there was another great moment, the visit of the house of the remake of Night of the Living Dead. But I must confess that when I saw the setting sun, I hurried up to the road. Besides, owner of the home told me that each time friends came to her, they managed, as me, to leave before the night falls. My adventure exceeded my hopes from a distance. I was able to reach my dream and live in the interior. I finally managed to accomplish my dream. And when there's no more room in hell, you know.